bike, and run. In the corner sun, we're gonna swim, bike, and run. In the corner sun, breakfast with Bob.
And is now the 2023 Ironman World Champion and course record holder, Lucy Charles-Barclay. That sounds sort of nice.
It sounds very good.
It's one of those things when you first come over to a place like this and you get second your first time out, you're like, okay, I got this. And then the next year's a second, and the next time. How hard was it to stay patient?
Yeah, I think over the years, like you said, in 2017, my first time out here, I came second, and I remember sitting talking to you after the race, and I was like, I know there's so many things I can improve on to win this race, and I felt like it was only a matter of time before I could come back and win, and I never thought it would take 5 attempts. So it is even sweeter to get that win when you've had to fight so hard over the years to get it.
It doesn't matter who you are, you know, everyone suffers on the Queen K in the heat, so it doesn't take any prisoners.
Do you think one of your strengths is you understand that because you've done so many races that you're going to have some dark times during the race and you just have to sort of suck it up and get past it?
Yeah, definitely, and I think the dark times out here are a lot worse as well.
They're darker.
It's just soul destroying, isn't it? You know, you come out the energy lab and you turn right, and then as far as you can see, you've got to run, and then the heat's beating down on you, and you're like, God, I'm absolutely boiling. Like, you know, I'm so thirsty. And yeah, you've just got you can't even see the finish, can you? You know. And
the guys are behind you. I know they're flying.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember going into the energy lab last year. Someone was giving me time splits, and they were like, James Kanama was like chasing me down, and it got to the point where they were like, he's a minute behind you, he's 40 seconds behind you, he's 20 seconds, and then like the guy was like, he's going to catch you in a minute, brace yourself for it. And I thought, oh God, like he's going to come. And I was in about 9th or 10th place, and I was weighing it up in my head. I was like, damn, if he catches me, I need to overtake one more person to get in the top 10. And I was like looking at him thinking, hopefully they'll blow up because I don't want to get 11th place. And then eventually he didn't actually catch me, and we had the turnaround, and I saw it was about 40 seconds. But then I saw about 4 people who looked really good coming towards me, and I was like, God, I could lose 2 positions here, so I better hope that 2 people in front of me look bad. I was like, well, he looks pretty bad, so I think that's one person who I'm going to catch, and that person looks a bit ropey, so I could trade it off, you know. I could take 2, and like if I lose 2.
You think back to where you were where the Lionel Sanders then and the Lionel Sanders now. How are you different?
It's quite an interesting to look back, and I mean it's a real testament to. And I told myself this when I entered the lead actually on the bike. I said, "You dreamed it, so go and achieve it." And it really is. That's the saying: is if you can dream it, then you can achieve it. And I started dreaming of entering the lead, winning the whole thing, of course, but at least entered the lead for a little bit. And it took me 8 years of dreaming and working hard and you know, analysis and failing and adversity and all that sort of thing, but all those things, you know, you don't take no for an answer, and you keep working hard, and that's what I've done. And I fell 1 place short, but you know, I think I can go there one day. And I mean, it's an amazing experience. I really do believe triathlon saved my life. So this is all just icing on the cake now. I'm just enjoying the moments.
Way back my first race as a triathlete, we were on Lord Howe Island.
Yes.
Tim and I were about, I think we were about 8 or 9.
Oh, really?
10, yeah.
Did you kick his butt?
No, it was a ding-dong battle, to be honest. In the swim, we went sort of shoulder to shoulder. I think it was probably about 4 of us in the field.
Yeah.
There was one guy that was a bit old. You know, in an island of 300 people, you don't get a lot of people that turn up for the annual, I think it was Discovery Day, or it might have been Christmas Day triathlon, or somewhere around there. And we got on the bike, and I was really excited. I had a bit of an edge in the bike league. My grandfather had this old Apollo race bike, which were pretty rare on the island.
Yes.
I'm going to kick his ass here. And Tim was on his old man's Flash mountain bike, which even if he put the seat down as far as he could go, he was still riding on his tippy toes. I was like, novice, I'm going to crush you. And I took off and got a good gap, and I was coming down Leanderley Hill back towards the jetty for the second transition, and my chain jammed.
Oh.
And it was sort of that touch and go, you know, do I push the bike to the transition or do I ditch it in the bushes as I pass one of the resorts and steal another bike? So I opted for the latter, of course.
Steal a bike.
Yeah, okay. So by this stage, Tim sort of just caught me as I've run into the resort, grabbed this pink pink fixed wheel bike with a basket on the front, stepped through and jumped on it and chased him down the street to get to the jetty. And then, then the rest of it was one of the most tragic days of my sporting career to that point when Tim slowly, methodically, he got off the bike ahead of me and I just had to watch this duck thing running along the road. And I was like, how is he going that fast? Like, it makes no biomechanical sense. And that's me thinking like that as a 9-year-old. He looked that terrible. And so it's amazing he's made a career out of triathlon. Like, it's absolutely extraordinary.
Really
And the year after, I was 6.
Yes.
And I got a really unfair, if I should say it myself, penalty on the bike. But I was standing there in the penalty box, like so angry, so frustrated out in Vaikaloa.
Yeah.
And I was really riding the race of my life. And I was angry and I yelled, and you don't think that I could do that, but Klaus didn't thought that I would come back. But then this guy in the penalty stand, he said, "Oh, Michelle, I'm such a big fan of you and your motto, keep smiling. Can I have a selfie?" And I was like,
in the penalty box?
Yeah, and this...
You're in the penalty box. This guy wants a selfie.
Yes, and I was so angry. And when he said that, keep smiling, your motto, I was like, okay, I have to smile for this selfie, and of course you can have one. So I smiled, and my mindset changed. So I went out after this 5 minutes, I put my head down, I hammered it all the way to the finish line. I finished 6th, which would probably be my best result. But you don't see the penalty on the start line, and you don't see how frustrating it was for me standing out there. So that's what's great about Ironman and why I love the sport. You have these ups and downs.
Throughout the day.
Yeah, exactly. So that was great. I still have that picture, and it's so fun to pull up sometimes. And I'm like, remind yourself.
Did he send you the selfie?
Yeah, I said, you better send me that selfie for sure.
That is funny.
I don't know even, are they allowed to ask for selfies in the penalty tent?
Was this one of the judge guys?
Yeah,
one of the referee guys?
It was.
He's asking for a selfie.
Yeah, it was great.
That's great.